The breakdown you're about to watch is brought to you by We Want Picks Premium Membership. Premium membership gets you all sorts of exclusive content, early bets, fantasy tools, and betting guides. Check it out now, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. Get ahead of these betting lines and get access to all of the tools now with an optimizer. We have a DraftKings optimizer available to you at the same low price of $10 a month. That's $2.50 a week. You get all of our bets early, all of our fantasy content early. You get betting tools and now a DraftKings optimizer, DraftKings ownership, and everything you need to build now up to 150 lineups with just a few clicks. WeWantPicks.com at the top. Click Become a Member. It is only $10 a month. All right, $10 a month. You have one good week. You pay for the whole year. WeWantPicks.com at the top. Click Become a Member. And as always, if you want $50, all you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our betting partners. Make a deposit, and I will send you $50 as a thank you. That's WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit. I'll send you $50. Next up at UFC Vegas 60, we have Pat Sabatini taking on Damon Jackson. Pat Sabatini, 17-3 overall, 5-0 in his last 5, and he is riding a 6-fight win streak. Damon Jackson is 21-4 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, with that one loss being to Ilya Tapora. I mean, nobody's going to listen to anything I'm saying because of what the nonsense you're doing right now. Okay. Jacob likes Pat, and there's some poster he made. Damon Jackson is a very good grappler. He's an opportunistic grappler, meaning he snatches things up in scrambles instead of plotting techniques. He can slug it out on his feet, which does work for him depending on what the matchup is. He doesn't really have much power, but he does land some heavy shots, and then he immediately works for takedowns. He has a low 38% takedown accuracy, but he will just continue to shoot and shoot and shoot. When he ends up on top, he does have some solid control. He's coming off that decision over Dan Argueta, where he went 2 for 4 in takedown attempts, but he had an insane 10 minutes of control time, which was essentially the first 2 rounds. And we love Pat Sabatini here. We've picked him to win in every single one of his fights that we've broken down so far, and it's been working for us, right? He's got very good wrestling, solid pressure when he's on top. His grappling is incredible, and he's just always live for a submission. He does have technical striking, and he moves well to control range with in and out boxing. He's coming off
wings there?
Right, it was, but you just keep moving, right? They might not have noticed that your tongue was in the wrong spot. He is coming off 2 grappling heavy losses, or grappling heavy wins in a row, where he had 6 takedowns against TJ Laramie and 5 against Tucker Lux. If I had to give some criticism, I think he just needs to strike more and get a little more fluid with it. So people are worried about his hands, and then the grappling is a little bit more of a surprise. This is grappler versus grappler matchup for sure. And if we look at who the better grappler is, I got to go with Pat. Pat is the better pure grappler. We know he's the better wrestler as well, so he can control where this fight goes. The one thing that worries me here, though, is just Damon Jackson's pressure. He could absolutely just come forward, pressure shoot, and then now he has Pat Sabatini backing up and not implementing his grappling game plan. So that's the one thing that worries me here. Pat is the pick. He's got the better wrestling, the better pure grappling. Damon Jackson, probably actually the better striker in this matchup, but I like Pat Sabatini here, and I am surprised to see that the line is closing, meaning Pat is a smaller favorite than he was just a few days ago. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, let me first off by saying what I'm about to say is no disrespect to Damon Jackson. I think he watches our videos. Damon, good luck to you on Saturday. You seem like a great guy, great dude. I know you're very confident in this matchup. But my dude is Patty Sabatini. I mean, I got the poster for him. He is my dude. He has been lock of the week 4 times, 4-0 lock of the week. Doesn't matter if he's a favorite, if he's a dog. He comes in, he dominates. The thing that worries me in the matchup is 2 things. Listen, Pat Sabatini is going to win this fight. But the thing that worries me is 2 things. And I'll be straight up honest. I'm very biased, but I'll be honest about Pat Sabatini. He has not made the striking advances in it, or he has not looked like, what's the word I'm looking for? He's not looked better in his striking as much as I'd like to see. His striking has not improved as much as I would like to see in his UFC wins. He kind of looks the same fight after fight. He's very technical in his striking, but you could see he's not real comfortable while doing it. And maybe he is more comfortable than what it seems, but there was one fight, the second he got hit, he went down, he got a heel hook out of it, but he was cracked, he was dropped, and he was able to find the heel hook out of it, but his striking has not improved. I mean, he just kind of stands there. He does bob and weave, and he'll throw strikes, but he's obviously much more confident and comfortable on the ground. And Damon Jackson in his last fight versus David, that was an undersized, short-notice dude that Damon controlled basically for the first 2 rounds, and then found himself in a little bit of trouble in the 3rd round. At times, it looked like Damon was really kind of gassing in that situation, and that was in a fight where he was on top and controlling for like 10 minutes of that fight. If he is on the bottom against Pat Sabatini, I mean, the control that Pat Sabatini has when he is on top of people is out of this world. DC even talked about it in one of his last fights. His cage control, when he gets somebody up against the cage, the way that he's able to control, where usually people, if you get up to the cage, you get your knees, you're able to stand up. He just keeps people there, and Damon is going to have a hard time getting back to his feet, and is going to gas even harder than he did in those top control positions against David. The other thing that worries me too with Pat is it's been a lot of decision UFC, and he's very open and honest about, I need to get finishes. If I want to be one of those top guys, he's not a young buck, he's 31, 32 years old. This is his time to shine. If I want to start moving up the rankings, I need finishes. And in this matchup versus Damon Jackson, when you start doing submission over position, because up until this point, Pat is very position over submission. He will not chase a submission unless he knows it's there. He'll start to work that arm over, but if he's losing position, no, he's not chasing it. But if he starts chasing wins and chasing finishes and chases submissions against Damon Jackson, there could be weird sweeps and weird reversals in this match, because Damon is very well versed in his own right on the ground. So that's the only thing that kind of worries me, but I don't mind Pat trying to get finishes, because I do think he does need finishes to start working up the rankings. But my dude absolutely is Pat Sabatini. I was actually surprised he was even a minus 200. I honestly, and this is no disrespect to Damon, I thought that the odds makers were going to have him at minus 300, something like that. So I jumped all over minus 200. As you mentioned, the odds have come down a little bit. I might double down on my dude Patty Sabatini, because he is the truth. Coming out of that Renzo Gracie Philly camp, those dudes are undefeated. Sean Brady, Petrovsky, Jeremiah Wells, and Pat Sabatini all undefeated. Great camp. He's going to be ready, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're aligned. Obviously, you're higher on him than I am, but I think we both think he wins. $9,000, I do see a path for Damon, a pretty clear path, honestly, if he initiates. But I'm still going to go with Pat here at 9,000. It should be worth it, literally because of control time. Even if he doesn't get a finish, he should get a bunch of control time, and that does rack up. But 9,000 is a lot to spend. What do you think of that?
You know what this actually kind of reminds me of, and you're not going to like this analogy, but this feels like the Ryan Hall and who was the wrestler that he fought? Damn it, man.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, Ryan Hall's going to come in and get out wrestled because he's not the wrestler in this matchup." I know that Pat is kind of the more wrestler than Damon Jackson, but it was kind of the same odds, right? Ryan Hall was like a 2-1 favorite, but everyone's like, he's kind of the jiu-jitsu guy. He doesn't really, I think and then Ryan Hall came in and just absolutely dominated that dude in the wrestling, in the jiu-jitsu. I think it's going to be the same type of thing where people are like, "Oh, Damon Jackson, the leech with all the subs." And I swear to God, Damon, if you're watching this and you use this as motivation and you beat my dude Patty Sabatini, you're on my Dunzo list. You're right there with Caitlin on my Dunzo's list. Don't do it, Damon. Don't do it, Damon.
Anyway, DraftKings, I think Pat's probably worth it, but that is a steep price point, and there are 1 or 2 fighters that we do like a little more there. No monkey knife fight, so what does that mean? That means you should go to WeWantPicks.com and at the top, click Become a Member. Instead, it's only $2.50 a week, and we have brand new bets for every single event, exclusive bets for premium membership. All of our picks early. The bets are early. We rank every single DraftKings fighter by salary group. We do the projected points earning, the projected ownership, and we have a DraftKings optimizer, which is a tool that will literally build lineups for you. That's what it does. Complicated math equations, and it just builds lineups for you anywhere from 1 to 150. WeOwnPicks.com. At the top, click Become a Member. It's $10 a month. Come on, guys. It's literally less than Netflix. Let's go. And we're putting out better content, frankly.